Hello everyone, I am Josh and welcome to this Sims 3 house building video. So today I am building another beach house. It's very similar, it's somewhat similar to the last one, which was, a 3-story, it's kind of tall and fancy looking, and it's right across from the water. So this house is kind of following in that style. Again, like I said in the last house build, I kind of want to make 3 of these houses in a row in Sunset Valley, kind of, where those 3 lots are that face the water. So this is number 2, and this is a 2-part house build, and I'm not a fan of those, but it just took me so long to build this house. It wasn't the furnishing, that was relatively normal length of time, but the building, I was so indecisive with this house. I changed so many things, so it does take a while. So this whole part that you're watching here, this first part, is just building. That's all it is. I just build the entire house and I do the landscaping. And the second part is all furnishing. So that is kind of a nice, neat bit of organization there. So obviously, I hope that you watch this part first, and then I would greatly appreciate it if you'd go and check out the second part once this part is over. So yeah, anyhow, this house is called Mango Heights. Again, it's fitting in with the fruit naming scheme. So the last house was Pomegranate Paradise, and this one is Mango Heights. I couldn't think of an M word to make it an alliteration that went really well, so I thought, yeah, whatever, I'll just use Heights. So it's called Mango Heights. It's 3 stories, and it has 5 bedrooms and 5 full bathrooms, so it's a pretty big house as well. And you can see here, we already have 3 levels going on, and excuse me, and it's also going to be yellow, as you'd probably expect, or as you've hopefully seen from the thumbnail. Each one kind of goes with the color of the fruit that I'm naming it after, so this one's kind of a soft yellow. Again, mangoes are kind of like a very bright, really bright color, but I didn't want to make it like neon yellowish, greenish color, so I decided to go for a soft yellow, which I thought was nice. And I had a bit of a struggle with the roof on this house, so the roofs are a little crazy at the beginning, especially right here, because this angled bit did not want to work out. So, I do change that front area. I make it not overhang like that. And I add a tower here, I adjust the roof there. You'll see as we come along, it'll change quite a bit. The beginning here is a very rough outline. The entire shape of the house in the back is going to change, completely. And you'll see, it goes through a lot of variation here. This, I was going to do a freeze, and I decided not to do that because this was just not going to work. And instead, I went for a whole 3rd floor, which is quite spacious up there, considering it's mostly under the roof. It's there's 2 bedrooms and a bathroom up there. So the other house, the one next door, just has an office at the top, but this one actually has 2 bedrooms and a bathroom, and they're not too small either. They're pretty decent sized rooms. So it's a pretty big house, and it also has a proper staircase going up to the 3rd floor instead of just a ladder. So I originally put a ladder in, but I decided no, that's just not going to cut it. So I do reshape that. I think that's at the beginning of part 2 though, so you'll see that. Anyhow, here's some more roofing going on, and you can see it's already getting kind of crazy. I have to say this has probably been the most difficult roofing I've ever done in a house, and I've had some pretty interesting roofs in the past. So this one is the most complicated, I would say, and it's kind of all over the place, as you can see here. But it comes together in the end, and through many, many tweaks, it ends up looking very good. So you can see there's a front tower that's 3 stories high, and it's a square shape. The other house has turrets, and this one has towers. So this one has 2 towers. I add a second one in later. It's not there right now. So it kind of makes it look fancy, I guess, and it's a pretty tall house too. And the ground is also raised up a bit, so it's 4 steps up just to get to the level where the foundation is. So it's it's an imposing house, I guess, if you're standing on the sidewalk. Unlike the house next door, it does not have a basement or a garage. That one does have a basement. This one does not, because I thought, well, the whole basement thing seems a little bit ridiculous, because there's no way you're going to have a basement in a house when it's right across the street from the ocean. So, I didn't include that in this one. And also, I kind of want some variation, so, that one has a driveway, this one doesn't. I may do a garage in the next one, so I haven't started that one yet, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, this house, well, it's coming along here. You can see there's a bit of a roof going on, and I do, adjust this front porch area. There ends up being 2 balconies out the front, which they're not, the main one is not that big as it is here. You can see, oh, there we go, just got a bit smaller, but, oh, right, because I put a roof around it instead of having the railing, so you'll see. Anyway, this whole back area was just a giant square bit of roof, and I was not happy with it. So it ends up changing as well. Well, surprise, surprise. So I end up making the porch a lot smaller and adjusting the house, and you'll see that as it comes along. And yeah, anyhow, putting in just a few more things here. It's going to be a chimney. There's going to be 2 chimneys on this house. I think, yeah, the other house had 2 as well. I think it's a good number. So there's 1 on each side. So you can see here there's 1. And the other one's around the back. So yeah, anyway, here I'm adjusting the front area as I said I would. So I end up putting a roof in front as opposed to having the railing, and I adjust it all accordingly, and there we go. So you can see it's actually changed quite a bit already. So the whole front is now coming together. It's starting to look, actually I think the front is pretty much almost done. Or it's almost it looks almost like it does in the finished product, so that's exciting. I do also add a really nice retaining wall around the front, which you'll see when we get to landscaping. I do like that quite a bit. It kind of makes the front lawn kind of like adds a bit of separation from the front lawn and the street, which I think is kind of nice. And here we're going to choose the roof color, which I think I end up going with green. I'm not entirely sure. It's either green or black, and I don't know which one, but I guess we'll find out. So right now it's red, which it definitely does not stay that color. And I do change out the front door. The front door does not stay like that French door thing. It does change, so it matches the other doors a bit better. Oh, what am I doing here? I don't know. It's going through different wood choices. Oh, yeah, at one point I end up changing every single window and door to a different color, and like every single railing and thing, because I didn't like the color I had. So, oh, that'll be fun. You'll see that. And just put a nice window there at the top, which does not stay that way either. So, some things do change. And, oh, right, yeah, I had these columns here as well, which were supposed to be decorative, but they look stupid, so I got rid of them. But, it was just all part of just, throwing things out there and seeing what looked good. Or maybe I don't think I keep them. Anyhow, here I am going to redo the entire back porch. Actually, no, I'm not. I do that later. But I will eventually change it. So there's a bunch of columns. Yay, columns are fun. And yeah, it's starting to come together here. The whole 3rd floor gets pretty much completely reworked. The whole back of the house gets reworked. So what I'm doing right now probably won't stay. But it's fine. You can see the process that comes out of it. Again, this house somehow took me like almost twice as long as the last one. I don't know. Maybe actually, well, the last house was like 45 minutes, and this one is like, this part is, how long is this part? It's like 30 some minutes, I guess. It's like 33 minutes, and then part 2 was like 25 minutes. So I guess actually this is only a little bit longer. It's only like 10 minutes longer. So, whatever. It's not that bad. But the difference between 45 minutes and like 55 minutes to an hour, that extra 10 minutes means I don't want to make a house build that's that long. So I end up having to split it up. So, oh well. But, I'm just not a huge fan of 2-part episodes because I prefer, it all just to be in one, neat little video as opposed to having to split it up. But it is what it is. Here I'm putting in the stone. I have a different stone than the house next door. Got to mix it up a bit. And it looks pretty good. It has this nice white grout. We will get to the siding soon, hopefully. And I'm going to take a sip of water here, so do excuse me. Lovely. Okay. So, right here, I'm putting in some windows. That's exciting. So, no, I don't use those windows in the front. Actually, I think I use some of them, but I do change that. But, overall, I think most of the windows I put in stay there. Here we come in with the floor plan, which was interesting. The stairs, I think, go around there-ish, kind of like that. And there's a office there in the front to the left of the front door. So there is a little office there. The living room is on the right side of the house, and the staircase is obviously there by the entrance. And the kitchen is going to be behind the living room, and the dining room will be next to that. So Yeah, here's where I had a bit of a challenge fitting in the kitchen and dining room. So I end up adjusting the house a bit. The shape of the house changes and it all kind of fits in better, which you'll see. I don't think I'd change the shape of the house right now, but I will. Oh, here we go. I'm actually adjusting it a little bit here. Yeah, so this way the kitchen could actually fit into a proper sized room, and I just made the living room bigger there too. And the next to the living room is a mud room. So there's a nice little mud room area. There's a side door. There's also a bathroom and a laundry room area. So it's kind of like in between the living room and dining room, which is a little odd, but it kind of works as like a pass-through hallway area as well. So you'll see that. That's one of the first areas I furnish, I think. And anyway, you can see you're coming in with some doors and windows. So I change out most of those doors with windows. So you'll see that, because that whole rear part of the house is going to get reworked a bit. So you'll see. I think I rework it like a couple times, so you'll see that when we get to it. Surprises, you have to wait for the surprise, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Have to have patience. Anyhow, or you could just skip ahead in the video, which you should not do. Anyway, well, actually doesn't matter. Anyway, here you can see I'm putting in some more windows. There's interesting windows there in the front. I'm not sure if they have glass in them, but who cares? And also putting in some more windows, of course, just around the area. Gotta get those in there. The roof color is still red, but I will change that because here comes the siding. And once I put the siding in, I'm like, oh, this is not a good color combination, so I do fix that. Anyhow, there's the soft yellow color for the siding, which I think is quite nice. It also goes nicely next to the house, the neighboring house, so they kind of fit together, and when the third house comes in, it'll be a nice little row, which I want to call Beach House Row. What an original name that is. And yeah, it'll look pretty nice, so that's the idea anyway. So here you can see putting in some more siding around the house, just lots of siding, I guess, gotta get that siding in. And around the front as well, and just more and more siding. So yeah, this house just has the two colors. It has the stone and the siding, and that's, well, materials really, not colors. And that's it. That's all it's got. And oh, there we go. The roof color is changing. Ooh, that's even worse. Now it's orange. Oh gosh. So here putting in. Oop, what am I doing? I don't know. Just nothing there. Aha, here we go. Oh, that's still orange. Gosh, I need to change. I need to fix that. Here I expand this part of the house. I do remember doing this. So you just have a bit more space for a bathroom and the upstairs landing. So that's a very convenient little bump out there I added. And yeah, so you can see here, just putting in some materials on there. I think I adjust that a bit more later because it looks kind of odd right now. But yes, so here, I need to change that roof color. It looks so bad with that siding. But anyway, I need to have patience now. Just, let it all play out. Here comes the beginnings of, the retaining wall's in there. When did I do that? I don't even remember. I didn't even remember seeing myself do that. Well, anyway, you can see now there's a retaining wall. It's beautiful. And it also is a pain to get the stairs in because they wouldn't go in 1 block away from the road. So, oh well. Anyway, you can see here, it's a nice retaining wall. So I think it looks kind of cool because you have like the stairs going up between these two taller areas. And you can see I'll put plants in there. So that'll look pretty nice. And here I'm just going to put in some columns. Oh, is this where I changed the back? Please, maybe? Nope. Okay, just putting in stairs. Thought I was going to change it, but I didn't. Anyway, you can see how tall the terrain is here, though. You can see how much of a steep drop-off there is in the backyard. I will smooth it out, so it'll look a bit better, but you can see I did raise up the house a bit. And here we're doing the upstairs floor plan, which does change after the first time I do it, because I do put in a spiral staircase, and you'll see that in part 2. So there's 3 bedrooms on this level. There's a kid's room, a master bedroom, and a guest bedroom. And I also have 3 bathrooms as well. So each bedroom on the second floor has its own bathroom, which is very convenient. And you can see here, this is the third, well, this is the current 3rd floor. It does change a lot. I will add a second bedroom up there, and a spiral staircase, obviously. But for now, that's what it looks like. There's currently just a 1 bedroom up there, but that will change. And there's also a nice little bathroom I'm putting in now, I guess. I do change that as well. Oh, here I'm adding a bump out to the bedroom that's going to be on the 2nd floor there. I don't know when I actually properly go in and make all the changes, but for now, that bathroom there is really weird shaped, as you can see. It's very small, too. I do fix that, don't worry. So right now, I'm doing doors, so gotta get those doors in there. So just putting them around the house, gotta get some lovely little doors, and there's ones, obviously, for each room, because it'd be kind of sad if a room didn't have a door, wouldn't it? So also put in a window and some more windows and some more windows. Why not? And well, I don't even know what's going on. Oh, there we go. The roof color ends up being green, folks. It's official. So we have a green roof, and I'm going to here we go, make some more adjustments to the house. So yes, the back. Here we go. So the entire back of the house gets completely revamped here. And this is what needed to happen for a little bit of time. So I get rid of that huge back porch, and I start reworking the roof because it just needs to be reworked. And I do eventually realize, yes, this needs a third floor. I mean, a bigger third floor, so I do fix that later. And right now it looks pretty god-awful, but I think I change it from this point forward because it doesn't look quite right now. And just adding in a bit of a roof around the porch, and some more siding, of course. Got to get all that siding in there. And yeah, it's pretty exciting. I also changed the first floor as well. Currently I only just changed the second floor shape, but I will change the first floor shape as well, so don't worry. And I'll add another tower in. Oh, here we go. I guess I'm changing it again now. Yeah, so just lots of stuff happening to the back of this house. Because I had so much trouble with the shape. I don't know why. It just, it didn't look right to me, and I was like, oh, that's just not right. There's something about the proportions that just didn't look natural. So right here, just too long, and the roof was sloping downward, and it just was wrong. So I struggled to get it to look right, and it took some trial and error. So you can see here right now, I still don't think I'm happy with it. No, it looks pretty bad. So I'm gonna definitely come back, and there we go. Yep, here comes take 4. Is this take 3 or 4? I don't know. Just gotta get it right though. So it still doesn't look right. I don't know. Gosh. Yeah, so you can see here, this was the frustration I had, and this is the reason this house build is 2 parts, because of this roof. And anyway, you can see, I guess I gave up on it for now, and I'm going to, I did finish the second floor there, and oh yeah, I'm going to do a bit of terraforming here, just so the terrain, oh, maybe not. Well, I thought I was going to do some terraforming, but never mind. I also add a little tiny fake front porch on this angled part, which you'll see here. And it looks nice, I guess. It's interesting, you know. It adds a bit of detail, even though it serves no purpose at all. And, oh yeah, this was a little messy here. And I'm going to make it smaller, because right now it's a little large. But, you know, bear with me. There we go. So you can see just a nice little decorative front porch area thing. And here I'm going to put some plants in these planters here. So they're just kind of nice little details on either side of the stairs, which I thought were kind of interesting. It adds a bit of classiness to the front of the house there, so you know, it just kind of flanks the front stairs, which I thought looked kind of cool. And here I'm just going to put in some more touch-up siding, and I don't know when we do landscaping, but it'll be sometime soon. You know, I've spent all month on this house, just so you know. It's kind of like the last house. It's taken me ages to finish it. This whole video, it's taken me forever, but it's because I'm just bad. I'm very good at putting things off, I should say. I'm bad at getting things done quickly. But anyway, you can see here, it needs some more work still, especially the roof. And I'll get to that. I don't know when, but I will. How much time do we have left? We're about halfway through. Actually, a little bit past halfway through, so there's still time, don't worry, for the roof to be corrected, but it's okay. Anyway, the floor plan, though, is pretty much done. And, well, except for the third floor, but otherwise, we're pretty much good on the floor plan side of things. And you can see I just put beds in the rooms just to be able to see if the rooms are a good size or not. That's how I judge bedroom size, is I just put a bed in there, and I see, you know, if it fits well or not, and if there's room for, like, nightstands and dressers and stuff. Anyway, I'm going to just add some windows with shutters in, which I thought looked kind of classy. I believe the shape of the back of the house is actually done. I do think I add some dormers and a tower, which kind of helps balance it out a bit. Here I'm just going to adjust the porch there, and you know, just do some general things around the house. I spent a lot of time just doing little tweaks here and there because I just wanted it to look just right. And yeah, the third floor especially, that's where you're going to find all the tweaks. So I had a tiny dormer there, which doesn't stay, but it looks interesting, I guess. And I also am going to, at some point, get into landscaping. I don't know when that'll be. I don't know if I do the roof first or the landscaping first. No idea. Or if I do landscaping in part 2. I don't think I do landscaping in part 2. I think it's all in part 1. And there you can see the drop off again. It's pretty steep terrain around the house here, especially on the back. I don't know why. It's just, well, I do know why. Come on, it's because I raised it up. But you know, it looks kind of nice. I like the look of these houses, kind of like being raised up a bit, because you imagine if there's going to be a bit of flooding, there's, you know, a higher chance the house will come out undamaged if it's raised up a bit. So that's why I do that with these beach houses. Anyway, putting a fenced-in backyard like the neighbor has, and it's pretty nice. It's just it's a very orange fence right now, but that'll change. Don't worry. And yeah, it's nice, I guess. It's the same exact fence that the other house has, so they kind of match, I guess. And here comes the color. Like I said, I do change the color of every single door, window, and railing, and column, and fencing piece, and whatever. I'm gonna change it all, so that'll be fun. And here comes some landscaping. How exciting! I do really like the landscaping on this house. It has a lot of different types of plants as well. You know, you obviously got your palm trees, which you kind of need, and then you have just some various other deciduous trees. You got some in the front there, and you got some different types. You got an aspen tree on the left, and I don't know what the tree on the right is, but it's a nice looking tree. That's all I can say. And oh yeah, I put these little turret kind of octagonal or hexagonal roof pieces in, so you can get the little point on the top of the roof, which I thought looked kind of cool. So that's the reason I did that. And you know, just the extra detail. You know, it all counts. And here I'm just adding another little dormer thing on the side there of the other dormer, because, you know, that's a normal thing to do. But I just kind of expanded that bathroom there a bit, so that was good. And eventually I'm going to do stuff. I'm just like looking at the house right now. Here we go. Windows. I'm going to change up some windows. I do put a nice arched window at the top of that turret there. Tower. There's a difference. Anyway, putting in some bushes. Yes, landscaping has begun. So we got plenty of bushes and different flowering bushes as well. So they look kind of nice. You know, my typical plants. I use very similar plants in all my houses. Also getting a little bit of a brick pathway. And I'm going to just make some more roof adjustments here, just so you can see some of the siding around the balconies. That's the word I was looking for. Around the balconies. I don't know why I had the word P in my mouth there. I was like, oh, I want to say a word that starts with P, but it's not right. Anyway, you can see here some more stuff is coming in. I got some heather. You got some more bushes. I'm going to also put in some terrain paint, of course. Got to have the terrain paint. Very, very important, because, you know, otherwise without it, it looks kind of weird. So the dirt terrain paint, I can't stress enough how important dirt terrain paint is in landscaping. I'm also going to take another sip of water here. You know, gotta get in my wonderful water breaks. Anyhow, gotta get in the mailbox and trash can, of course, and some more bushes around the back of the house as well. Of course, you know, just all the general landscaping stuff that you would expect. Pretty simple landscaping. Again, you know, it's very lush, which, you know, I think looks good, especially on a beach house, but it's not like too complicated. Just a bunch of bushes and stuff around the place with some nice flowers and things. And yeah, I quite like it. I think it's pretty sophisticated, and it's very it's not really tropical, but it's very lush, and I think that suits the style of the house very well. And you know, putting in some terrain paint, of course, going in under all the porches. You know, making sure that it all looks nice and neat, especially under the house too. I make sure everything looks very nice and neat, even places where your Sims aren't going to be going. And another tree there on the side, just to add a little bit more greenery, and some more terrain paint, of course. And also going to put in the colors for the porches, like all the wood color there. I mean, the wood material there on the porches. And I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just looking around, I guess, you know. Gotta just admire your work, you know, step back and admire your work from time to time. And here I'm putting in a fireplace, and a second fireplace, and a third fireplace. What do you know? Got 3 fireplaces in this house. Oh, right. Speaking of fireplaces, that whole right side, I do actually adjust the side of the house, and I have to move the fireplace over, which is kind of annoying, but you'll see that when we get to it. So that'll be a pretty interesting change. There's the new front door, which I don't think I mentioned I was going to change it like 10 minutes ago, but now it's actually changed. And I'm also going to put in some lighting here on either side of the stairs, which look nice. And I also put some lights on the house as well, which, you know, adds a nice touch at night as well. And here we go. I'm going to, I don't know what I was doing there. Who knows? Is this where I redo the house side thing? Maybe, I don't know. I'm just moving stuff around. I'm not entirely sure why. Oh, I put a weather vane on top. That's right. I put it on that part there. So it's a nice little rooster. So you know, gotta have that in there. Gotta know where the weather is. Here's where I redo this part of the house. So I move this whole thing over by 1 block. So you know, of course, just so the roof looked kind of more right. I didn't like the way it looked. So I moved the whole thing over, and the whole chimney was annoying. But anyway, you can see I'm doing that here. This is just one of many adjustments that I'm going to be making. So yeah, just get ready for that. And of course, the roof had to be changed as well. And oh boy, this was kind of annoying, but you know, gotta fix it all. And I thought it looked better. I mean, most of you will probably not even notice any difference, but to me, it looked better if there was some more roof on the right side of the turret. So that's why I kind of moved it over a bit, so you could see more roof to the right of the turret, which I thought just kind of balanced out the house a bit better. And here I'm putting in a little fake kind of dormer thing. I used constrained floor elevation to make this little, you know, that little freeze area, and then I put a roof on it, so it kind of looks like a little dormer thing, but there's no window on it. It just looks nice, I guess. It's a roof detail. And I also am fixing the roof in the place I deleted it, of course, because, you know, gotta fix that. And I had some trouble. I don't know why. It just wasn't working out too well. But yeah, I had to adjust the walls as well because it all got messed up, of course, you know, as you do. And now it's nighttime for some reason. I don't know why I changed the time of day. I think that was an accident. And just, you know, putting in some more adjustments here, putting in the doors, some lighting, putting the windows back, of course. And it's back to daytime, and there we go. So that's all fixed now, and it looks quite a bit better, as you can see. I don't know, maybe it doesn't look any different to you, but it looks better to me. And I'm also just gonna fix up this area down here, and there you go, lovely. And obviously I have to put the chimney back, or the fireplace back. And I was able to move the bed over in the master bedroom, which actually helped a lot later on. So that way the bed could be like straight across from the fireplace, which it wasn't going to be before, because you'll see I adjust the second floor plan, so it wouldn't have been if I didn't do all that shifting over. So it works out perfectly, actually. And here you can see just fixing the landscaping because I had to delete some of it, and I'm also putting in the chimney again. So there you go, lovely. So that's all fixed now, and we are actually coming near the end of part 1. There's like 5 minutes or so left, which is exciting. So if you enjoyed this video so far, I'd greatly appreciate it if you'd continue watching, of course. And if you'd check out part 2 as well, because that's all the furnishing, which is even more exciting in some people's opinions than this part. And yeah, it'd be great if you just join me over there when this video's done, and we can have some more fun. And well, yeah, anyway, so obviously we're not quite done yet because I haven't even changed all the colors of the windows yet. Oh, how much fun that will be. So putting in the columns, decorative columns, of course, and once I put in that floor, I was like, I like the color of that floor quite a bit. And then I made the color of the floor match the windows. I'm like, oh, I don't like that very much. So I ended up changing all the windows to match the color of the floor. So yay, here we go, changing every single window. So the back windows, the doors, the railings, the columns, the fencing, literally everything in this house has to be changed. So you can see I'm doing that here. You probably can't really notice much of a difference, but trust me, it looks better the way I'm changing it to. Of course, if it didn't, I wouldn't be doing it. The wood color I'm changing it to is slightly warmer. It's a bit more yellowy-ish. Well, not really, but it's not as white. It's a little bit more off-white, which I thought looked a little nicer, but the yellow. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here. Just going through, adjusting every column, every railing. Gotta get your railing changing color music. And we're almost done here with the railing colors, and that's exciting. Oh, the fence has to be changed as well, and so does the porch materials, and obviously everything else, and the railings there, and oh yeah, there's just so much to change. All the doors, the interior doors had to be changed, so and all the archways and all that stuff. So there you go, it's now fixed, yay! And also gonna adjust the roof here. I haven't even gotten to the second tower yet. I think I'll do that near the very end of this part, so we'll get in the second tower, and that'll be exciting. And I don't do any furnishing in this part, though I do put in this wallpaper, so that's the extent of furnishing. I might put in some couches, I don't know, but that's pretty much the extent of this episode's furnishing. That's all done next part, so yeah. Anyhow, adjusting some windows here and there, I was gonna change that front roof, but I decided against it because I did change it. Never mind. And yeah, I decided to change it. And I'm also going to, at some point, I was gonna adjust that, but I decided not to do that either. And I also was considering changing the front door, but decided not to do that either. And here comes some lighting, because I gotta get some lighting in, just so I can see the colors and make sure they're all correct. And I'm also going to change out the windows, which I said I was going to do ages ago, but there you go. New front windows with the arch in it. And yeah, just a few more adjustments around the house. Here I do that little adjustment I was talking about earlier, by this little bump out I added a long time ago. And there's a little weird nook there on the second floor, but it's not important, obviously. And, you know, just some windows in that little corner, which I do change. I don't think it stays that way. But yeah, so there's the couch. Here come the couches. Oh, lovely. And that's it. This is all the furnishing I'm going to do in this part 1. So there you go. Enjoy it while you have it. Here we go. So here's where I do this whole adjustment downstairs. So I move over this wall for the dining room, so the dining room has actually enough space to have a dining table. And I also make that bedroom upstairs a bit bigger, and I move over this whole chimney. And yeah, it's a whole other situation over here. The roof has to get adjusted. I added a tower. It's a whole thing, which you'll see it's happening right now before your very eyes. So you have there we go. The whole roof is going again. Yeah, this is like take 6 on this roof, I guess. So, oh my goodness. Yeah, it took a lot of work to get this right. And it does look really good in the end. I'm very, very happy with the end result, which I better be considering how much time I spent on this. And you can see here, there's the tower. Well, what will be the tower eventually. It's coming in, don't worry there. No, not yet. I put in some dormers and then like, you know what? This could really use a tower. So that's what I ended up doing. So you can see I was putting in some dormers at first. I'm like, no, it's still not right. I don't like it. And then here comes the tower. And there's going to be basically a bedroom in that tower, but with a bit of extra space as well. So there you go. That just looks so much better. I mean, that's what it really needed, was that tower. And now that it has the tower, it actually is balanced out well. The front and back. The roof is so complicated, though. You can see, like, from this view here, it's insane. I spent so much time getting it just right, and now I'm, like, adding small adjustments here and there at this very moment. So you can see, gotta get, just perfect. It was being really annoying in that little location, but anyway. Yeah, it's a little messed up there, and oh my goodness. Anyway, yeah, so it all looks very good in the end, though, and you can see the third floor I put a ladder right now, but I do change it to a spiral staircase, and the third floor gets 2 bedrooms. As you can see, that whole thing I added on adds in a second bedroom, and it's pretty spacious, which is nice. So it's going to be another kid's bedroom, so the third floor has a kid's bedroom and a guest bedroom. But anyway, we're so close to the end here. I really hope that you enjoyed, and I hope to see you over in part 2. And yeah, so we're just going to wrap up part 1 here with a few details and thingamagummies around the place, Just gotta make sure it looks just right, obviously, before we move on to furnishing. So anyway, just a few more adjustments here and there, but for the most part, I think we're good. So I'll see you next time.